Well, thank you for staying with us. The time is coming up on 6:45. This morning, we're taking a closer look at health as we kick off our new series, Mental Health Mondays. It's to remind you that you are not fighting your battles alone.
That's right. One of the first steps to help you tackle this is learning how to take care of yourself. Our morning reporter, Taylor Hicks, she joins us in studio to share tips with you about how to practice self-help and tells you why it's necessary. A good Monday morning to you, Taylor.
Good morning, Wanya. So whether you're taking some time out of your day to watch one of your favorite movies, order your favorite meal, or my personal favorite, the most simple thing, getting a pedicure, it's really important to do something that makes you feel good so that you can keep yourself afloat. The pandemic has caused millions of people stress, but I spoke with a family therapist who says you absolutely cannot let that build up. You've got to put yourself first sometimes. Every day, people go out into the world wearing a mask, but underneath that mask, they're dealing with real-life problems that are more familiar than they think.
It was just, there were days and weeks where it was just really, really bleak.
Marissa James says May of 2020 brought her many blessings, but also many challenges. James started her new job along with new classes during the peak of the pandemic.
It was just like a lot with my classes were harder and it just got really, really busy at work. The anxiety was bad. I was depressed.
James said eventually she found a way to power through it.
I pray a lot, which would help me get my mind off things and would put a lot of things into perspective, which was important. Or I just get takeout, something fun, some fun takeout food, and then watch a movie, and then that would be my Friday night, and it would take my mind off of all the things that I had to do.
She also made sure to surround herself with positive people, even if it was virtually. Licensed therapist with Piedmont Medical Bruce Kahn says these are great ways to cope with stress, especially during a time where many people feel disconnected.
When we're isolated, our brains can go into some dark corners, and that's not good.
Kahn says isolation oftentimes leads to anxiety and depression.
We have these systems that prepare us for stress, adrenaline, glucocorticoids, and those things get us ready for whatever might be coming up. And our bodies don't really tell the difference between life-threatening and just sort of psychological stress.
To prevent that from happening, Kahn says you have to prioritize self-care.
Get out into nature, walk. Physical health is so important. De-stress by doing simple things like eat right and pay attention to your sleep hygiene.
He says sometimes self-care feels selfish, but you have to take time for yourself to get better.
There is a way, there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Kahn says keep being intentional with what you do. The healing process will only get easier over time. Some other tips include getting exercise, eating healthy, making sleep a priority, and staying connected with family and friends. Wanya, Caitlin, back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Taylor. Definitely some great advice. And let's take a closer look at a few other self-care tips that you can follow. Along with exercise, eating healthy, and sticking to a sleep schedule, the National Institute of Mental Health says you can also set goals and priorities. Decide what you must get done now and what can wait. The Institute says learn to say no to new tasks if you start to feel like you're taking on too much, and try to be mindful of what you have accomplished at the end of the day, not what you haven't been able to do.
Also, practice gratitude. Remind yourself daily of things that you're grateful for. Be specific. Write them down at night or replay them in your mind, and focus on positivity. Identify and challenge your negative and unhelpful thoughts. All good tips there. And for more self-care tips and a local resource guide on mental health, just text the word health to 478-752-1309.
Again, text the word health to 478-752-1309, and we will send those tips and resources directly to your phone.